What's up everyone, just Jason here. Welcome back to the channel. This week we're going to make another stuffed chaffle. Our stuffing is fairly straightforward. We're making ham and Swiss cheese, as you can see here. The sort of experimental part of this is we're going to try and make, first of all, we're going to make these crispy using my shredded parmesan hack for making crispy chaffles. And we're also going to try and make a rye bread stuffed chaffle this week. So we've just got some caraway seeds here. This is a great way to add some like amazing flavor to your chaffles, really simply. So, and we've got our usual 2 eggs and a cup and a third of finely chopped shredded mozzarella here. So let me get set up and we'll start putting this together and see how they turn out. Okay, as you can see, we have our 2 eggs ready to go here. And we're gonna add our mozzarella cheese. Again, that's a cup and a third of shredded mozzarella cheese that I chop up nice and fine. Just easier to mix into the eggs, I find. Nice, quick, easy recipe this week. We're just adding a couple of different parts to it to see how things turn out. You know, I've made extra crispy chaffles using parmesan on the outside, but I wanted to see if that would work with the stuffed chaffle in the stuffler. So that's what we're going to find out this week. So quick and easy egg and cheese mixture. Now this is about a teaspoon of caraway seeds. You don't have to go too crazy with these. They do a good job of adding nice flavor into your chaffles. And like I said, this is going to give it that sort of rye bread hint in our chaffles. And again, nice simple mix. So that's literally it. That's our mix for the stuffler. And then I've got a nice thick piece of ham here, and then 2 pieces of Swiss cheese that we're going to put inside the stuffler, but then we're going to use the Parmesan cheese down first and on top to try and get these crispy. So let me get the stuffler warmed up here. Probably take about 5 minutes, and then we'll put this stuffed chaffle together. Okay, so our stuffler waffle iron has had a few minutes to warm up here. It's nice and hot. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to put down some of our shredded Parmesan cheese here, and we're going to let it start to melt directly on the waffle iron here, just like that. We don't need too much, just a nice small layer down on the bottom like that. And as you can see, it's starting to melt already. This is what's going to help give us our crispy outsides to the stuffed chaffle. So what we're going to do is we're going to start adding our first layer of this rye bread chaffle mix like this. Just want to fill up each section. We're basically just trying to split up the mix here. Just like that. And I decided that let's just got to try and figure out how much of this Swiss cheese I want to put in. I want to make sure we have a nice layer of cheese on either side of the ham. So maybe we'll put 2 full slices in like that, and then we're going to put our ham in here like so. Just slide that down, push it down a little bit. Again, hopefully we don't overfill our stuffler, but we're definitely going to see here for sure. So let's just go with 1 layer of cheese on the top, and then we'll add the rest of our chaffle mix right on top like this, and then spread that out just to basically fill in the gaps like so. We are probably definitely pushing the limits of our stuffler with this one, but that's what we're about here, taking risks to see what happens. Now of course, we want a crispy stuffed chaffle on both sides, so we're going to add some more Parmesan on this side, just like that. You don't need a lot, but if you want to put more on, you know, that's entirely up to you. So let's cover this up like so. Flip it over, and we're going to give that about 7 minutes to cook, and we'll come back and see if it's done. Okay, so we let this stuffed chaffle cook for about 9 minutes actually, because there's still a lot of steam coming out after 7 minutes. So let's flip this back over here to its original side, and we'll see what we got. So you can see nice and golden brown. It's got a bit of a crisp to it. I may say it's probably not as crispy as a regular chaffle, but there's quite a bit of mix in here, so I'm not super surprised. So let's see if we can get this out without assistance, just like that. You can see the other side's nice and golden brown as well. We're going to set this aside on a wire rack to cool for a couple of minutes, and then we'll come back and cut it open and see what we got. Okay, so we gave our stuffed chaffle a couple of minutes to cool off at least. This was the sort of top, I guess. This was the first layer of Parmesan cheese that we put in, and it's quite crispy. So I would say that that technique of using Parmesan looks like it does work. So we're going to cut this open just to let some of the heat out, because I can tell that it's still fairly warm inside. Now what I'm doing is I'm using a serrated knife here, just so we can cut through the chaffle itself, and cut through that thick piece of ham that we had in there. And then we'll get a reveal of that with the nice cheese pull. Yeah, that's looking good. So that is definitely too hot to eat so far. So we're going to let that cool off for a couple more minutes, and then we'll come back and give it a taste. Okay, so this is probably still too hot to eat, but we are going to go for it. As you can see, got that nice piece of ham in there, and that Swiss cheese is melted right through there. Lots of ooey gooey Swiss cheese, and as you can see, the outside is nice and crispy. So let's give this a taste and see if this tastes as good as it looks. Yep, tastes even better than it looks. Got that nice ham and Swiss flavor, nice crispy outside with the Parmesan cheese, and the nice hint of flavor from the caraway seeds, giving it that rye bread taste kind of thing. So I'm definitely going to say this is a thumbs up. I would definitely suggest that you give it a try. Let me know down in the comments what you think. Like I said, it's a very simple stuffed chaffle. We were just using a couple other techniques with it this week kind of thing. So if you enjoy the content, please consider subscribing, give the video a thumbs up, and we'll be back next week with another stuffed chaffle recipe. Keep on thriving, my friends.